Do you enjoy connection? Real, meaningful intimacy? Of course you do, because it's deeply human. But have you ever wondered what people are really doing behind closed doors when it comes to their intimate lives? I'm Dr. Samra, a board-certified urologist with over 5 years of experience helping men take charge of their health, optimize their performance, and reclaim confidence in their intimate relationships. Today, we're diving into some fascinating insights, straight from one of the largest nationally representative research studies ever conducted on intimate behaviors across America. Before we begin, take a second to tell us in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? It's always inspiring to see just how many people are part of this growing, supportive community. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got plenty more science-backed, honest, and empowering content designed to uplift your health and your sense of self. Stick around, because numbers 9 and 10 on this list, they might just catch you off guard. Now let me start by clearing up a major misconception. There is no single, normal way to express intimacy or desire, and yet, time and time again, I see patients walk into my clinic asking, "Is this weird? Is it wrong that I enjoy this? Is something off with me because my partner requested that?" Gentlemen, and anyone listening, let me make this crystal clear. Human intimacy is as diverse as human fingerprints. What's exciting or meaningful to you isn't required to match your neighbor's interests or anyone else's for that matter. And that diversity, it's not just acceptable, it's part of what makes human connection so rich. The data reflects this. In this extensive survey, researchers interviewed over 2,000 Americans, almost evenly split between men and women across all ages, backgrounds, and ethnic identities. Because the survey was anonymous, participants felt free to speak honestly about what they'd explored, what they enjoyed, and what they'd fantasized about. And while the vast majority, about 91%, identified as heterosexual, this data still offers a revealing, nuanced view of what Americans truly engage in when it comes to intimacy. Let's delve into the top 10 most common intimate activities and uncover the science, psychology, and deeper meaning behind each one. First on the list, and unsurprisingly, is traditional intercourse. An estimated 88% of men and 91% of women reported engaging in this when they have an active partner. Biologically, it aligns with the human reproductive instinct, an evolutionary driver at our core. But believe me, it goes far beyond reproduction. At its best, it's an act of vulnerability, closeness, and emotional trust between partners. But routine can make even this foundational activity feel uninspired. The solution? Variety. Changing positions, incorporating communication, emphasizing mutual pleasure. These are all ways to ensure longevity in satisfaction and emotional depth. Number 2, let's address the activity that many feel shy even thinking about: solo intimacy, or self-pleasure. Honest data shows this is incredibly common. Over 80% of American adults have engaged in it. And in just the last month, nearly 2/3 of men and almost half of women reported doing so. From a scientific perspective, regular self-pleasure can help balance hormone levels, relieve stress, enhance sleep, and in men, may even support prostate health and sexual function. As long as it's not interfering with your relationships or daily responsibilities, this is a normal, healthy, and even productive part of one's sexual wellness. Next, coming in at number 3, is oral intimacy, another highly prevalent practice. Studies show well over 80% of Americans have given or received oral stimulation. There's legitimate science backing its impact, particularly for women, many of whom find this form of contact essential to reaching orgasm due to the concentration of nerve endings in specific areas. From a urological perspective, I do want to emphasize caution. Oral transmission of infections like herpes and HPV is very real. Barriers in communication protect your health without taking away from the experience. But beyond the physical, this kind of closeness often signifies trust, attentiveness, and generosity between two people. Fourth on the list, and often a point of contention, is the consumption of adult content. While controversial in public discourse, its private popularity is undeniable. 82% of men and 60% of women have viewed it. In clinical terms, moderate use can be arousing and even educational. The real concern arises when overuse begins to alter the brain's reward pathways. Current neuroscience suggests it can dull sensitivity over time, making real-life intimacy feel less satisfying or more dependent on exaggerated stimuli. The takeaway here isn't to judge, it's to advocate for awareness. If it's enhancing your connection, that's one thing. If it's replacing it, step back. Let's move on to something more playful. Number 5, dressing up or wearing lingerie. About 3/4 of women and over 1/4 of men say they've worn special outfits or undergarments to engage their partner. There's a real biological basis for this. Anticipation triggers a dopamine release, which is part of the same reward system that responds to food, music, or achievement. It's not about extravagance, it's about effort. In relationships, that says, "You matter to me." And sometimes, those seemingly small efforts become memories that rekindle desire long-term. Number 6 is sending intimate messages or photos. This one lands us firmly in the risk-reward category. Around 65% of men and 54% of women admit to sexting or photo sharing. The psychological thrill stems from anticipation, secrecy, and distance. It often strengthens emotional connections in long-distance relationships, but it absolutely requires digital caution. If you choose to explore this, be sure you only share with someone trustworthy, never include your face, and use encrypted apps if possible. Remember, the moment you send it, it's out of your hands. Be smart, be safe. Coming in at number 7, reading erotic literature. Over 57% of Americans have explored this, particularly women, who often prefer written content while men generally lean toward visual arousal. Neuroscience has confirmed this. The mind is the body's most potent erogenous zone. Literature adds a narrative layer, allowing emotional buildup, connection, even fantasy exploration with no physical risk. For couples, storytelling can stimulate dialogue, ignite shared imagination, and reinforce emotional closeness. Number 8 may surprise some of you. Intimacy in unconventional or adventurous places. Roughly 43% of respondents reported engaging in intimacy outside the bedroom, whether it's outdoors, in the car, or more daring locales. From a biological lens, the heightened adrenaline spikes from unpredictability mimic desire-associated chemicals like norepinephrine and dopamine. That forbidden thrill, psychologically, creates excitement through novelty. But let this be your reminder: legality matters. In many places, this behavior in public spaces carries real legal consequences. Be smart, be discreet. Now, number 9, anal intimacy. Despite the social stigma that still surrounds it, it's more common than many would expect. Around 43% of men and 30% of women acknowledge participating. From an anatomical perspective, the area contains a high density of nerve endings, and in men, stimulation near the prostate can even induce intense pleasure. However, it requires knowledge, preparation, and most of all, communication. Without adequate lubrication or consent, injury or discomfort is likely. If this is something you're interested in exploring, talk openly, go slowly, and never compromise on comfort or trust. And finally, number 10, playful impact or spanking. Believe it or not, about 30% of Americans report enjoying some level of consensual impact play. There's a fascinating neurological basis for this. Mild pain and sexual pleasure can both activate endorphin release, leading to heightened arousal, particularly in safe and trusting circumstances. Emotionally, it's about playfulness, boundaries, and again, trust. The golden rule here is consent. Define safe words. Stick to limits. This isn't about inflicting pain. It's about enhancing connection and mutual exploration. Now that we've unpacked the top 10, what next? First, initiate the conversation. Yes, the most powerful tool in your intimate life is still communication. When partners talk openly, even about things that feel awkward, they build deeper trust and emotional closeness. Curiosity makes couples stronger. Second, respect your health. Whether that means practicing physical safety, using protection, or safeguarding your digital privacy, every aspect of intimacy starts with self-respect. Third, give yourself permission to explore. You don't need to try everything on this list. In fact, most long-term couples rely on just a handful of preferred activities. The goal here is not performance, it's connection, the kind that makes both partners feel seen, valued, and alive. Most importantly, hear this from me, a physician who speaks with men daily about what they fear, desire, and wonder about. There is nothing weird about you. If you're curious, unsure, or just beginning to explore that, no, that doesn't mean something's wrong. That means you're human. Age isn't a limitation, it's a season. And some of the most fulfilling relationships I've seen develop are between people who stay curious. Whether that curiosity takes the form of a conversation, new experiences, or simply showing up with a deeper level of presence. It matters. So here's your call to action. Tonight, ask your partner what excites them. Tell them what excites you. And remember, creating passion and pleasure isn't about checking off a list. It's about making meaningful memories together. If you found this video insightful, or if it made you feel seen, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I'm Dr. Samra, reminding you, age does not define intimacy. Vitality is a habit, and small shifts in how we connect can lead to powerful transformations in how we live, love, and feel. I'll see you in the next one.